everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Podly, the official Peacemaker companion podcast brought to you by HBO Max and DC. Did you think Economos was ever going to save the day? I bet you didn't, but he does, I promise, with a chainsaw. And we also have Economos himself. Steve Agee is here, and we're going to interview him and talk to him, vibe with him, chat with him, and yeah, you're not going to want to miss this. Let's check it out.
Why is there a bald eagle in your car?
That's Eagle.
Eagly is your pet eagle.
Yeah.
Is your dog named Doggy?
All right.
Do you have a daughter named Daughtery?
How's it going? I'm Iffy Wadiway.
And I'm your other host, Fiona Nova.
And this is Podly, the official Peacemaker podcast from HBO Max and DC. And we're going to be talking about episode 5 today. It's a spicy one.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite part of episode 5?
Maybe seeing a gorilla getting a chainsaw.
That was also my favorite part of episode 5.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's get into it.
Yeah.
You know, it starts off with that real sad breakfast that he was putting together.
Which consisted of an egg, like Tabasco sauce, sriracha, or like whatever. I don't even know what it was. And then pepper in a cup.
That is low carb. So
it is low carb, but he housed it. Yeah, he sucked that down. And then he also kind of gave Goff a little bit of that juice.
Yeah, we're kind of learning that he kept Goff.
He kept Goff and is taking care of him.
And is taking care of him, could not kill this alien and decided to keep it. Yeah. So that's wild.
As a pet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Adebayo having a little trouble at home.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it could be tough, to be like going into espionage as well as trying to keep a steady relationship together. Yeah. I also just don't think Adebayo really knew what she was getting herself into.
Oh, no, not at all.
Not at all. So I think it's really taking a toll on her just mentally, as well as obviously the relationship.
Yeah, she was thinking it was going to be this desk job.
Easy, simple.
But like they ended up breaking down that they needed to go to this factory, and there they learn about like butterflies, how they work, and this amber fluid that they need to survive.
Yeah, so they have this amber fluid that they just need that to survive. It's essentially their food. So we're getting little by little, we're getting more information about the butterflies.
Oh yeah,
what they are.
Yeah,
the fact that they need to eat, and that's usually that also answers why we kept seeing them like from what is it, like a tongue of some kind?
Yeah, like their mouth receptacle.
They're just sucking up this fluid.
And you have Peacemaker being mean to Economos, and we have the explosion of it's the fact that he framed his dad, and he wish he could have framed someone else.
How can you? I know it's upsetting, but I'm Team Economos here.
Yeah,
okay?
No, I'm with him.
I don't really care if the guy gets framed.
Yeah, this extreme racist. Yeah, go ahead, lock him up.
Yeah, you can lock him up. I don't really care. I have no empathy whatsoever. Yeah. But like, we can kind of see Sophie and Larry
not letting it go.
They won't let it go. They kind of. I think their goal is they want to get Peacemaker to jail. That's why they're okay with letting his father go.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I don't think they know the full story.
Yeah, they don't know the full story. They don't know what they just unleashed.
Yeah, they have no idea.
And now you have Sophie, who's a little like suspicious of the whole process, and she asks for these screenshots so that she can do her own kind of verification, which Jeff pointed out was against the rules. Like you're supposed to be so good, but you breaking the rules to get this white supremacist out of jail.
Right? Why are you trying so hard to get him out?
Gotta get the right
one. You have to get the right one. But then this leads to maybe one of the better moments of this show probably is this van ride that they go through, and they're kind of bonding, head banging.
Find out that Economos has the tattoo, and we're still starting to see Peacemaker start to warm up to Economos after all this, shit
bullying
that he was giving him. He's like, wait, we like the same bands? I guess we'll be friends.
Right, yeah.
And to protect Peacemaker from Sophie and Larry being on his tail, Mern gets his inside man in. Prince don't match. The witnesses immediately snitch. I mean, the husband wanted to snitch immediate because he was already mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we got a man on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's just so many characters in play right now that like things can absolutely go wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know when you say like there's too many cooks in the kitchen? I feel like that's right now what's happening.
The cooks
are in and they're cooking. And I don't know if it's going to be a good meal.
Oh yeah.
But it'll be something.
Yeah, something. But speaking of meals, they went to the factory.
They did. That scene of entering into the factory, and we see more of the power of the helmet, because I feel like we haven't been able to see too much of the helmet power, but this is just another power he has. There's another helmet that has X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, he came in blasting,
Yeah.
so I started blasting.
Yeah.
He came in blasting. Adebayo's like shook. She's like, "Wait, what the hell are you doing?"
Right.
And it's like, well, I know they're butterflies because I can see through them.
Yeah.
I see the butterfly in their brain.
What the fuck?
X-ray vision. I can see in their brains.
Fuck. You didn't think to give me some sort of signal?
Yeah, the signal was I shot her head off.
You said you were gonna be chill.
Do I not look chill to you right now?
So they're going in. It's going hard. They get to the center. Everyone's running in, and they almost they start moving zombie-esque.
They are essentially zombies because they're being controlled by a parasite in some way, right?
Yeah, but the parasite, usually is really intelligent, but
depends.
Yeah. They're banging down.
They're banging down. Well, yeah, because they're Harcourt and Vigilante are now trapped in a room.
Yeah, they're trapped in a room fighting a gorilla that is infected by a butterfly.
Which, not new information, it can, I guess, take over anything that has a brain.
Or because gorillas are cousins
or are similar
humans.
to humans, right?
Yeah,
like,
we don't have the time
but
for
it's
that.
also, and if it is a brain, why would the butterfly want to take over, let's say, a dog's brain?
I feel like, gorilla's a great choice if you had to take over any animal.
Yeah.
You have all that strength.
It's strength, power.
Yeah, but that ape didn't stand a chance against the chainsaw. The chainsaw
that Economos came in with.
Saving the day.
Because Vigilante wanted to be the chainsaw guy
that's what
in the beginning.
Funniest point is. Like he begged to bring it in.
He begged.
They said no. There's no way they would need it. No.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they needed it.
Sure enough, they needed it. And Economos, he saved the day.
Yeah.
I told you guys he was going
yeah.
to save the day. I told you. And then also this awesome scene of just Peacemaker being, again, like a lovable idiot. Like, I think you're like, oh, this guy's dumb, but also he makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, right?
He's dumb, but he makes so much sense.
But it makes so much sense. So he straps a grenade onto a Russian tank, essentially.
Yeah.
And just throws it into a crowd of butterflies, and it explodes.
Yeah, it explodes big.
Done.
And my favorite moment after that was Leota is like, why didn't you tell me to run? He was like, I have to tell you to run from a
that
grenade.
was the best line.
That was the first time Peacemaker said something that I was 100% on board with.
But
what
also,
he said.
you would tell someone to run, like, hey, be careful, I'm about to throw this.
You ain't got to tell me to run.
It's a grenade.
And you saw me, you were right there when I threw it. We both saw me throw it.
I think that was great.
Yeah.
And
But then we get
there
that
you
great
go.
moment with them in the van all together. They had a great mission. They feel
Yeah.
good. And that is when we get that picture snap. And everyone's feeling good. It feels like a team.
Harcourt takes that,
snaps that pic.
It
Feels like a team until the team, Leota specifically, puts on that helmet and sees that Mern's a butterfly. We known all this time.
We've been
but now
new.
she knows.
I think that was like a great cliffhanger.
Yeah,
for the next episode.
I don't know what's going to
you're
happen. It's going to answer all the questions about Mern being a butterfly because what does this mean? We're about to find out. We have to talk about after this great, beautiful moment, everyone's feeling
They're drinking
good.
a beer.
And I was surprised Leota went back to the trailer to drink a beer.
Listen, I'm team both of them, okay? But I feel bad for Leota because I feel like she's under a lot of pressure from a mother like Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, as well as trying to just be a good person.
Yeah, she has to go there, put the diary under there, then get home in time to pull the chicken out the freezer.
That's what I'm saying. And are you really going to disappoint your mother when she's Amanda Waller?
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be terrified. That's why she dropped that. That's why she did it.
As an adult, she probably still gets the chicken out the freezer for her mom.
Absolutely. She put it in there, then went back home.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Every black fan watching right now, like, it's kind of shook because they're like, did I do that? Did I forget?
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we've got Steve Agee here.
Oh, yeah.
And we really want to talk to him about just being Economos and his badass moment.
Yeah.
And with the chainsaw.
Yeah, I'm going to dial in and see what he has to say.
All right.
Okay, we are joined by the wonderful Steve Agee, who plays Economos in Peacemaker. How you doing, and where's the beard?
Don't get me started on that beard. I'm doing great. First of all, the beard, the second they said cut on my last day of shooting, the beard was shaved off in the trailer. It was a real point of contention with that I had to start growing that months before we started shooting. So the beard is gone, happily. And I'm doing great.
All right, well, let's jump into the first question. So Peacemaker has a different strata of over-the-top characters. And how do you enjoy playing off both goofs like Peacemaker and Vigilante and then more straight characters like Harcourt or Myrn?
It's great, and it makes the job a lot easier. I mean, you couldn't have an ensemble cast of characters that were as insane as, like, say, Vigilante. Like, it would be like having a bunch of rabid raccoons in a sack. I don't think it would work. You need straight men, like Jen and Chuck Woody to help kind of ground things. And, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, James writes for both sides of the scale so well. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And I'll say y'all perform for both sides of the scale, right?
Luckily, we get to do, I get to be goofy. I get my weird moments, but I get my serious moments too, which is for a character actor like myself, who's, usually I have recurring parts on shows where I walk in at the end of the scene and I'm just like, duh, this cake's good. And that's been like my range for like 15 years. And thank God I have someone like James to like actually write actual human stuff for me to say and do.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to take 2 seconds to stand on the comedy soapbox and be like, we've all sat through an LA acting class and they're like, the comedy guys get drama better than drama guys get comedy because the pacing and comedic timing is very similar to the pacing and dramatic stuff.
There's definitely an art to comedy, and the art really revolves, a lot around timing. And I got to say though, when I read these scripts, I was super jealous of Vigilante. I was like, this is the best character on the show. That is somebody's dream come true. That is an amazing character that he wrote.
Oh yeah, it's so fun, and just seeing the levels. I felt the same way. But you were talking about comedy, and you come from a comedy background. So how has it been transitioning into more action and violence in the DC universe?
It hasn't been that difficult. I mean, for someone who's as massive, out of shape, and overweight as I am, I mean, the difficult part is just like running. There's a scene later on in the series where I'm running, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, James, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, can we have, for the wide shot, my stunt guy do this? And they're like, geez, okay, yeah. And it's like, that part is hard. The acting stuff is okay. And also, clearly, anyone who's with us at this point knows that this show is not straight action drama. There is like a huge amount of comedy in this, which really makes it a little more comfortable for me.
I know, it was super exciting, especially because before I jumped back in, I rewatched the Suicide Squad, and it was fun to see that we get some more of the Agee magic, I call it.
Happy for me too. I mean, Economos in Suicide Squad is, he's just that guy you see occasionally, and there's really no backstory. There's no arc for folks like me or Jen Holland. And so it was cool to do 8 episodes of a show where you can see our characters actually grow.
Okay, so in this episode, we have the scene where John Cena's just naming celebrities at rapid speed, but you never got a chance to. So I'm going to ask you to name as many random celebrities as you can in 15 seconds.
Are you going to start the timing when I say the first one?
Yeah, I'm going to just do the fingers. Ready, go.
Jason Schwartzman, Dame Judi Dench, Ken Jeong, Tim Blake Nelson, Judd Nelson, Nelson Mandela, Humphrey Bogart, Jack Black.
That's up. Well, yeah, when you're like under the gun, it makes it a lot harder.
Everyone's favorite, Nelson.
He's a poster on everyone's wall.
He's a celebrity, sure.
Yeah, I know. He's definitely been on a cover of Tiger Beat.
Is this the episode where Cena's just naming celebrities?
Yes, that's where it's from.
Why'd you put him there, you fat fuck?
Because I couldn't think of anybody else.
What about Ariana Grande or Drake?
What?
Brad Pitt or Payne Stewart or Doug the Pug? Khloe Kardashian, the Red Tiger from Voltron, Fran Tarkenton, Joe Montana, Joe Montana, Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, BTS, Eugene Levy,
fuck, dude,
John Lovitz. Shut the fuck up and listen, man. I'm giving you a list of people you could have done. Danny DeVito, Will Ferrell, Howard Stern, Baba Booey, Robin Ophelia, Quivers, Alice Cooper, Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, Bill Cosby. He just got out. He's got time on his hands. Amy Winehouse.
Dude, Amy Winehouse is fucking dead.
Optimus Prime, Shipwreck, Cobra Commander, the fucking cunts from Riverdale.
All right, next time I fucking have to frame somebody, it'll be one of all those fucking thousands of people you just mentioned.
Yeah, tell that to my dad.
Peacemaker, shut the fuck up.
That was hard to keep a straight face on set while he was doing that.
He was improvising quite a bit, right? Because
he was improvising all of that.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He was... I think the original line was like, why don't you frame like Miley Cyrus? It was like two people. And then James was like, just keep going, John. And so he started, and then it was like half an hour of us sitting there while James was like, keep going, do it again. Another, more celebrities, faster. It was impressive. It was really impressive. I really wish they would post that whole role of him naming celebrities as like a bonus feature or something.
Oh my gosh, they have to. That's so funny.
It was amazing. He was great.
Okay, this is my favorite question. Do you want a clip of you killing a gorilla with a chainsaw played at your in memoriam someday?
I would not mind that at all. That was so satisfying to do. It sounds disturbing to say that was satisfying, but I read through all the scripts at once, and when I got to that part, it was all bets were off. I was like, literally, this is the moment I'm looking forward to in the shoot. So it was, and this was 5 episodes in. So it was like, I had to wait like months until we got to it. And I was just like, yeah, that was great what you did, Cena, but I'm going to kill a gorilla in episode 5. So
yeah, I do think in the eventual ranking of kills in this show, that's going to be a top 10 for sure.
And it's a super monster gorilla. It's not like I broke into a zoo and chainsawed a gorilla. It's an earned kill.
Yeah, you didn't go after Harambe too. You were like,
no, this was earned.
Yeah, it was an evil gorilla, not to be trusted. You did what had
and
to
all
be
you
done.
Activists, it was completely CGI. So calm down. I was literally chainsawing a giant board in front of me, so you're all good.
But then you were like covered in blood, which I've done a few like shoots where you're covered in blood, and that's always cool for the first 2 seconds and then cold for the rest.
You're reading it and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be drenched in blood. This is gonna look so cool. And then it starts to dry and get sticky, and it's really sticky, and anything you touch is then just covered in blood. This was like halfway through shooting the episode, and it's like, oh my God, I have to get put into this blood every day now for the next week just to sit in the office and be like, yeah, I killed a gorilla. Yeah, blood, be careful what you wish for. Blood is, it's gnarly.
All right. The next, what's the biggest animal you think you could beat in a fight if they were controlled by an alien parasite?
I honestly don't think I could kill any animal if it was controlled by. I am scared when I come home at night and there's raccoons in my area. If there's a raccoon in my yard, I'll sit in my car until it's gone. I'm so afraid. And that's smaller than that's the size of a cat. So it would have to be an animal smaller than a cat, like maybe a mouse. But even then I'd be like, it might give me rabies. I would rather fight 100 infants than one small mouse.
So my answer for this would be like, I think I can fight up to a coyote. If it was
wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I'm afraid of every animal. I think if animals realized how scared we were of them, they would rule us. Like horses.
Oh, man,
are you kidding me? Horses are okay with us jumping on their back. If a horse knew how scared humans were of them, they would just be kicking us and being like, no, get away from me. Go plow your own field, idiot. Every animal to me is scary. So your answer is there's no animal that I think I could beat in a fight. My answer is whatever the smallest animal is. And even then, it's kind of iffy. It's kind of iffy.
So Peacemaker has a disgusting drink called the Peace Train. What would your signature disgusting cocktail recipe be?
Well, when I was in military school, there was a drink I used to make. We called it a brown cow. I don't know if that's the actual name of it, but it was root beer and milk. It was half root beer, half milk. It was delicious. It tasted like a root beer float. It's exactly a root beer float, but the ice cream is unfrozen and melted. And it sounds disgusting to me now. Like if I drink too much dairy now, it's like,
oh yeah,
my sinuses are plugged up and I have phlegm everywhere. And but brown cow.
Okay, brown cow, yeah.
Root beer and milk.
All right, well, before we hop into the Eagle email, I just want to, close out strong and ask, what was your favorite part about working on Peacemaker?
I mean, I feel like I would be lying if I didn't say the catering. To be perfectly honest, the best part of shooting this was being around people. We started shooting this almost probably 10 or 11 months into the pandemic. So I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. So I was by myself for the first half of the pandemic. It was great to just get to go to a set and sit with John and Jen and Danielle and Chuck and Freddie and Robert. I'm just naming the cast members. But it was great to just hang out with there's a scene in like the first episode where we're all sitting in a restaurant. It was just great to just sit there, even though it was like, all fake, like there's just extras and cameras around. It was like so nice to just sit at a table with these people and just shoot the shit while we weren't actually filming. And I gotta say, hands down, the best part of doing this was actually getting to be around people.
Well, damn, that's great.
You want some Kleenex?
Before we wrap out this interview, of course, we're going to have to take a question from the Eagle email.
Ooh.
All right. Well, this comes from a user on the DC community boards, and their question is, what's the best item available in the workplace vending machine at Argus headquarters?
With any vending machine, I go between two things. I go between just straight up regular Lay's potato chips. I imagine they would have those at Argus.
Yeah.
Or like, for some reason, a Twix. I never eat Twix unless I walk up to a vending machine and it's like, I haven't had a Twix since the last time I was at a vending machine. I would say either Lay's potato chips. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. It's a brand, or Twix.
Well, look, thank you so much for stopping by. It was great.
Anytime. I hope we get to do it again.
Yeah, me too. And I hope there's not like, you see like John Boyega sitting in this seat interviewing you.
No, it's got to be you. That'll be in my contracts from now on.
All right, mine
Only
too.
iffy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too.
See you around.
Take care.
Well, that was a phenomenal conversation with Steve. I mean, learned a lot about him. He went to military school, which I just thought was a threat. I didn't know it was a real place. Yeah. And now it's time for us to give out that Peace Prize.
Ooh, Peace Prize. It's time. So this episode brought us a great scene, which was putting an explosive on another explosive, which was from the brilliant minds of Peacemaker. It would just make a bigger explosion. So I think I want to give that specific scene, a Death to Peace award.
Yo, what the hell is that?
It's a grenade I tied to a Russian tank shell.
Why not just the grenade?
Grenade blows up like 2 people.
How many people does this blow up?
I don't know. I invented it this morning.
What?
Eat peace, motherfuckers! Let's go!
He was able to do something incredibly bold and liquefy a group of butterflies with just that single Russian tank shell.
See, I like that you say liquefy. I usually say turn them to juice, and liquefy is much more sophisticated.
You say turn them to juice?
Yeah. Like, you know, if you're playing a video game and you do something like that, it's like, I just turn them into juice.
Man, there's just one word for that. Instead of saying turning them into juice, there's one word. You say liquefy.
Yeah. I just learned that right now.
Oh, that's awesome. We learned many things on the Peacemaker podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but you feel free if you want to use turn them into juice. You know, just.
So, okay, fine. Turn them into juice, liquefy. Yeah. Do you agree? I think that
100%.
award.
Yeah, because, you know, it was just kind of fun to see this, this kind of like this invention, quote unquote, by Peacemaker, and like the funniness of like grenade only blows up like 2 people.
Yeah, there's like 10 of them there, okay? We need a bigger explosive. Yeah. And I love that he had it packed and ready because he says like, I might need this.
I know.
And he invented it that morning.
Yeah. Good thing there were no bumps on that van ride over.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a good note. That was in his bag.
Yeah, just dangling around.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, we love Peacemaker.
We do love Peacemaker. We here love Peacemaker on the Peacemaker podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we do. Well, now I think, Iffy, that's all the time we've got.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks for listening and watching Podly, the official Peacemaker podcast that goes along with the show that comes to you from HBO Max and DC. Now, I want you to make sure that you're subscribing so you're staying in the loop, knowing when the new episodes are dropping so that you can not miss a single thing.
And if you're looking for some awesome merch, check out shop.dccomics.com for the latest drops of Peacemaker merch. You don't want to miss it.
And to stay in the loop of everything DC in the comic world, make sure you get yourself a DC Universe Infinite account so you have access to all those comics. Maybe even read some Peacemaker comics. And do not forget to go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter so you can stay in the loop of everything we're talking about and so you can share with us your favorite scenes from the show. Also, you gotta make sure you stream episodes of Peacemaker and Podly on the HBO Max app. All right? We'll see you next time. But until then, keep the peace.
Yeah, we're keeping the peace.